I was more frustrated at your special pleading. When you say Allah gave people AIDS and viruses and sexual transmitted diseases, and I go, oh, really? What about the innocent people who die of cancer? And you go, well, cancer is evolved. Like, you're just special pleading, my dude.
Torah to Moses. The Jews handled the Torah. What they did was they put things in places that weren't there.
What does Allah say about his word? Can it be corrupted?
His core teachings to the prophets weren't corrupted because he corrected that.
Allah's words were corrupted by other people before the Quran, right?
They changed his words, but Allah corrected them with the Quran.
I know that he corrected them, but before the Quran, Allah's words were corrupted. Yes?
I wouldn't use that, no. I wouldn't use that.
People came and twisted things. It's not Allah's fault, but the words of Allah were corrupted, right?
Allah's not at fault because his words can't be changed. That's people coming to change things.
People corrupting Allah's word.
They thought they could, but then Allah corrected them in the Quran.
Allah God has challenged you to bring a single verse to match it. It's simply impossible. What do you mean? A simple verse to match what? The Quran. I can give you many things that match it.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? I'm showing you your glass of water.
Good. All right.
So do you believe in God?
Yes, I'm Muslim.
Okay. What evidence do you have that convinces you of the existence of God?
If you're asking for physical evidence, no one's seen God, so you can't get physical evidence from that.
No. Maybe a better word would be, what reason do you have to believe in God?
Trust, faith, and logic.
Trust, faith, and logic. Can we go over them? I'm just
sure.
I'm just filling up some water.
You're right.
What is the difference between trust and faith?
Trust is believing in something, putting your trust into something, knowing that it's true.
Okay. And what's faith?
Faith is belief.
Okay. So, trust and faith. Can we talk about those two first?
Yeah, go for it.
So, what would you say to someone else? And then we're not talking about logic yet. We're just talking about trust and faith. What would you say to someone else who has faith in their God? Is that evidence of their God?
All right. So you have faith in something, like your girlfriend, for example. You have faith that she's not going to cheat on you, and you trust her not to.
I'd have problems with the word faith, but yeah, I would trust that she's not going to cheat on me. But I'd also be convinced that if someone presented me with evidence that she had cheated on me, I would be convinced of that evidence.
Yeah, but you still need your faith in her. Do you get me? You need your belief that she's not going to do that. Your heart needs to believe she's not going to do
that. No, well, I don't really operate like that. So, like, I'll give you an example. So, like, if I believe that I'm convinced, I'll say convinced that my wife loves me, right? But if someone asks me, like, well, you can't prove that, it's like, well, I can't prove it, but I can point to examples. Like, she tells me she loves me. She does things for me. She's like, I have an understanding of what love is, and she seems to fall into that categories and all those things. So therefore, that's why I'm convinced that she loves me. But that doesn't mean that someone couldn't convince me that she doesn't love me. So, like, if I found out she was cheating on me, or if I found out every time she told me she loved me, she would, like, laugh and snicker under her breath, then that would maybe change my perspective. But I don't necessarily say I have faith that she loves me. I'm just convinced.
Yeah. No, you have faith in her that she won't cheat on you. That's what I'm saying. You believe that she won't cheat on you.
I'm convinced that she won't. I don't know if I have faith. What do you mean by faith? Is faith belief?
Yes, faith is belief, as I was saying before.
What's belief? I just need to clarify, because I don't. That word is really loaded.
Like, how's this? I believe that I'm not a thief.
Yeah.
Something you agree on inside you.
Oh, okay. So if it's just agreement, then yeah, I would agree that. Yeah, if I would agree that my wife is probably not going to cheat on me.
Yeah, so you have faith in her.
Or call it whatever you want. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm asking is does that equate to being true? So the
Yeah,
first two things you mentioned was faith and trust. I have faith and
yes,
trust that my wife won't cheat on me, but that isn't evidence that she is or isn't cheating on me.
yeah, but you still have that inside you to get that inner peace.
Oh yeah, it can give me great inner peace, but many people have inner peace and being cheated on all the time, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying everyone's not being cheated on. There's a lot of cheating occurring. But
Mm.
you need that for your inner peace, your daily life to be a positive life. You need that. You can't look at someone and say, I don't believe you. Do you have friends, bro?
Yeah.
Everything they tell you, like, for example, if you said to them, what did you do yesterday?
Mm.
And they say, yeah, I did this and I did that. Do you say, I don't believe you because I didn't see it?
Well, it depends. If one of them told me they split the moon in two, I'd say I don't believe you because I don't have evidence.
No,
So
no, but
I,
I'm
I,
talking
pop,
about
I
daily things, bro.
yeah, daily things. Yeah, I'd have no reason to believe that they wouldn't. But if someone presented evidence that they probably didn't do those things, then yeah, I wouldn't. I would go with wherever the evidence led me. But beyond
Would
that,
you, sorry,
go.
would you lose your friends? Would you lose your friends if you kept telling them, I don't believe you?
Well, no, no, what? No, I wouldn't. But yes, I probably would. But I wouldn't be telling them all the time. I don't believe you.
But you didn't see them do it.
Yeah. So I
So
trust in
this
what they're
is
saying.
the, yeah, you have your trust and your faith, right?
Okay. Okay. I just have a question for you though. Like you still haven't answered my
Yeah.
question though. So you trust and have faith in these
Yes.
in these. Okay. Right. You,
Yes.
yeah.
I have trust and
So
faith in my religion.
cool. Is that evidence of your religion? So we haven't got to the logic yet. Just the trust and faith. Is that evidence of your religion being true?
From what it presents to me, it makes logical sense to me. From what it
No, no, we're not
presents to me, I trust it.
gonna get into logic later. But
No,
is
no,
having
I
faith?
said, I was getting to that. I was saying for my religion, I have trust in it. For my faith,
Mhm.
I have faith in it. So I have faith that what my religion teaches is true. What I have trust in it because what it shows to me and what it presents to me is logical to me. That's why I trust it.
Is that evidence though of its existence, of God's existence?
The evidence for the books that were carried out at the time is there.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
what
I
you're
know.
asking?
We're just talking about faith and trust. Remember, so is faith and trust um, evidence for or reason to believe?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So if faith and trust is reason to believe, is that reason to believe in other religions?
That's what I'm saying to you before, that Islam makes sense to me. Other religions don't make sense to me. I looked at
Yeah,
Christianity, it makes no sense to me. I looked at Judaism, it makes no sense to me. I looked at
sure,
Hinduism, it makes no sense to me. It may make sense
sure.
to others, but everyone has their own journey.
Yeah, of course. But you wouldn't say that a Hindu is right because they believe or trust, right? You would look at the evidence and try and weigh it up yourself.
For him, he has faith and trust in it. That's why he follows that.
Yeah. So is that
I
evidence that
can't,
it's
I can't, yeah, what I'm saying to you is I can't force anyone's belief I can't force my belief onto anyone else's. What people
yeah?
believe is their choice. So if
Oh,
they
of
have
course.
faith and trust in their own religion, who am I to stop them? Only God can stop them.
We're not talking about anyone stopping anyone or anything like that. We're just talking about our epistemological and ontological claims. Is there good evidence to believe a certain thing? And we're going through your list of things. So you trust, faith, logic. So with trust and
Yes.
faith, you said they were reasons to believe in a specific God. So I'm testing that logic. I'm saying, well, if other religions had that same claim, would that be evidence of their God? So like you would either have to
For
um,
them.
for yeah, but can evidence just be for one person?
Yeah, well, if they find that it's evident enough for them to follow their faith, then that's their own journey, bro. End of the day, everyone has their own journey, and one of us is right in the end. And
Yeah,
I'm certain that my faith is the one that's going to be the correct one in the end. For me,
Okay.
everything makes sense.
Yeah, and I understand that you're certain about that, but I'm one because so just to give you some perspective, I think if there is a God out there or a creator of the universe, and it is anything similar to the God of the Bible, Quran, or Bhagavad Gita, I think answering that question is the most important question that we can answer in life. And so I'm looking at for tools in which would be the best way to determine that is accurate. And so for me, faith seems to be able to lead me to Yahweh and lead someone else to Zeus and lead someone else to Allah, lead someone else to Krishna, and have enough has enough courage to for martyrs to let themselves be put to death or fly planes into buildings or whatever, like Sikhs doing crazy stuff. Um, they have so much faith and trust in their religion, but they're conflicting religions. Like they're mutually exclusive ideas. So for me, with such an important question like the God question, faith can't be a reason to believe, in my opinion. What do you think about that?
So do you think you were created from nothing?
I'm not sure. Well, what do you mean? Me, I was born from my parents.
Okay, but do you think that a sperm drop and an egg is enough to create you?
But, what do you mean? Of course, my
You
wife and
just
I.
think that a drop of sperm and an egg is enough to create your whole body the way it is.
Well, obviously, you go through pregnancy.
Yeah, pregnancy, but what about those stages? What's giving you the life? What's giving you the oxygen? What is putting your body together? You
Well,
think a sperm drop and an egg drop is doing all that on its own?
this is a really good analogy, actually, because for the first 2 weeks of my son's life, son or daughter, I don't know which one it is yet, they lived in a petri dish because my wife and I just went through IVF.
Okay, but you're still needing a sperm drop and an egg drop, right?
Yeah, but what was giving it
Yeah.
life in that petri?
But that's the thing I'm saying to you. The sperm drop is life. It's
Mm-hmm.
potential to give life. So when
Yeah.
it comes to hitting that egg, it is forming your whole body. How can your whole body be formed just by a sperm drop and an egg drop without any intervention? Look at your
Okay.
eyes. How did it
Wait.
get
So
there? Can
yeah. So it's through the genetic code.
through
We have
genetic code,
instruct.
but there's still a source of energy that's being put onto you without you realizing it.
Yeah. So that's what would happen through pregnancy. The mother gives food to the infant through her bodily system.
Look at
Are you
look at a doll for
positing that like Allah creates and gives life to someone in the womb?
I'm saying to you that there needs to be a source to give someone life.
Yeah, and that source. So like it's how far back do you want to go? The source, like we get energy from the sun. The sun gives energy to the planet, which grows plants. That energy is formed is eaten by us and formed into calories. Those calories go into the mother's system, and that system feeds the baby.
So the system is there. What about the oxygen?
The oxygen is there because our planet has an atmosphere.
What gives you oxygen?
My lungs,
Where did that oxygen come from?
the atmosphere.
But where did the atmosphere come from? We can go on and on, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah. So should we just skip to the chain? So are you going to ask like where did we all come from at the very beginning?
No, I'm saying your life is here because of intervention, and it has to
How,
be logical sense. So, for example, look at your DNA. Why does everyone have different DNA?
because we have random mutations through reproduction.
And you think that was just a random chance?
No, no, I don't think it is. The scientific consensus says it is.
They say it is. So
Yes.
they say this will happen. I'm sure religious scientists don't say that.
No, they do. They absolutely do. Even
Religious
even Islam,
scientists.
they say that there's like. Have you heard of theistic evolution?
Theistic evolution.
Mm.
We, as Muslims, we don't believe in evolution.
Yeah, I understand that, and this is part of why one of the reasons why I don't think Islam can be the answer, because it doesn't
Why
accept
is that?
really our most, like, there is more evidence for the theory of evolution than there is for the germ theory of disease or for the theory of gravity. There is more evidence. It is one of our most attested to theories that we have, higher than fact,
Why do you believe in it?
because the scientific consensus points to that direction.
But why do you believe in the science telling you that?
What do you mean?
Trust, faith, and logic, right?
No. So we
Then
make so I guess we could posit a universe where every scientific expert in every competing field in every country is all in a big conspiracy to try and mislead believers or something of every religion. But if we weren't going to go down such a excuse my crashness, but silly idea, what we can do is we can point to novel testable predictions. So have you heard of Tiktaalik?
no,
So do you know what? Do you know the strata, like the strata in the Earth, like different stratas in geology?
no, no.
So we can actually, like, if you look at it, you can actually see it in the Grand Canyon. If you look at photos of the Grand Canyon, you have different strata where the ground was laid on top of. You can see different layers really easily. So different fossils are found in different layers. So if you go right down to the earliest layers, you'll see specific fossils, and then as the layers get higher and higher up, you'll see that life gets more complex. And nowhere in the fossil record do you see things switch over. So back when they were looking for this thing called Tiktaalik. Now, what they did is they saw one fossil in one layer, and they said fish thing. And they saw one fossil in another layer and said walking thing that looks like fish. And they said there must be an intermediate. There must be a fossil in between these two fossils, because we know that this walking thing probably came from this fish thing. So we need to find this gap in between. We know this strata is X. We know this strata is Y. So they knew the two stratas, and they knew the strata in between, and they knew where it appeared on the surface in the Earth, and it ended up being a place in Canada. And they said, okay, so we know that there is this fossil in this location. We think that if there is this fossil, it'll be in this location. They describe what this fossil will look like. They're like, okay, we're going to, and they went out looking for this fossil, and it took them 3 years, and they found it, and they called it Tiktaalik. If you look it up, it's a perfect species, but perfect intermediate species between the higher species of walking animals and the fish things. It's a perfect intermediate between that. And since then, we've found heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps of them in the same area. So that's what we call a novel testable prediction. So what that is we have a scientific theory that points to a specific thing, and then we go looking for it and we find it. It's very hard to deny. It's like we think we'll find thing here, and we go and find thing there. Like that's incredible evidence. Like if you were to
Okay,
for the prediction to be fake, it would be a wild coincidence to find the exact fossil we would need in the exact area. Like that seems wild.
okay. So you put your faith in science, right?
No, once again, I don't like the word faith, because the way you described it before
Faith
was
is belief.
Okay, what's belief?
That you believe it. You believe it's true.
Yeah, so what's belief? What is belief?
Agreement.
Okay, so can we not use the word faith, and can we just say the word agreement? So I
That's
have
the same
agreement.
thing.
So yeah, let's just use the word agreement. So I have agreement that that's what the scientific consensus says. Yes,
Okay, so you have agreement, trust, and logic.
I'm in agreement with the scientific consensus. Yes, I think it would
Do you
be a
trust
bad
it?
idea for me as a non-expert who doesn't have any degree in science to go against scientific consensus. That seems like a bad idea. When I go to a
Do you
doctor,
trust it?
I don't start arguing with the doctor about his degree. I trust what he's telling me, because he's done 8 years of medical school. I've done 0.
But how do you know what he's giving you is true?
I don't. I have to make inferences from like my understanding of the universe and everything. So I have to go. This person says his doctor is in building. This doctor has like credentials on wall. I have to I trust that those things are true. It could be the case that
Why
they're
do you
not.
trust them? What do you trust them that if you didn't see him get them?
Well, like I said, I trust it to the like. So, for example, if I was going to a local doctor and he didn't have any credentials on the wall, or he didn't, I couldn't verify anything, and he said, "Oh, Dave, you've got face cancer. You've got a huge cancer on your face," and I was like, "Oh, geez, I might actually go get a second opinion." So, but if I go in there for
So,
like a rash, I'm not gonna. I don't really care that much because it's not that big of a deal.
so what about the second opinion? And they say the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, there could be a giant conspiracy to kill everyone or to or whatever. But I guess I just have to go. Okay, well, the evidence seems to point in one direction. I think it would be more unlikely. I point to what is more likely.
But you're still that's what I'm saying to you, more likely.
Mm.
So in when it comes to faith, you're going with something that's more likely to be true in your eyes.
Yeah, so so I think that pointing to consensus is probably the best is more accurate than going off on fringe theories. So as a Muslim, I don't know how you why do you think that every scientific expert that studies any form of evolution is lying?
No, what I'm saying to you is, how does that affect my daily life? What happened a million
Well,
years ago? How does this change my life?
I can tell you because if you subscribe to evolution, would you be a Muslim?
If I subscribe, there are Muslims who believe in microevolution,
No,
not
no.
macro.
Theory of evolution by natural selection as opposed by Charles Darwin. If you believed in that theory of evolution, would you be a Muslim?
I don't believe that we came from monkeys, no.
Okay, cool. But if you did believe that, would you be a Muslim?
There probably are Muslims who believe that.
I'm asking you. Would you be a Muslim if you believe
No,
that?
that's what I'm saying to you. I don't denounce people's faith. That's their own opinions.
No, but what I'm saying, because you said before Muslims don't believe in evolution. So I'm saying,
Yeah,
and then you just
as
said,
a majority.
yeah, and then you just said that how does it affect my day-to-day life? Well, I'm telling you that the way it affects your day-to-day life is if you did subscribe to the theory of evolution, it would throw a huge spanner in the works in regards to like your belief systems, your underlying assumptions of the
No,
universe.
wouldn't. No, wouldn't. No, wouldn't. No, wouldn't.
We said that Muslims don't accept evolution.
I'm saying as a majority a consensus, we don't subscribe to us coming from monkeys. We don't believe that,
Right.
and so
So
do the Christian faith.
yeah, and that's hence why I don't. Well, there are some Christians who believe that we came from monkeys. Actually, the majority
Yeah,
of
and
Christians.
there probably are no. The majority of Christians on their scholars don't believe they came from monkeys, bro.
Yes, they do. Have you heard of
Who?
Catholicism?
Who?
Catholicism, is the largest sect of Christianity, and the Pope
Yeah.
has come out that evolution is a biological fact.
You know what they say about the Pope, right?
I don't care. I'm just responding to your point.
All right. So he's not a scholar. He's just a Pope.
Right, but you said that most Christians don't believe in evolution. I'm pointing out you're incorrect because Catholics do subscribe to evolution generally.
All right.
But,
The
it's
Christians
beyond.
I've spoken to don't believe in it.
Yeah, I know, and it's because you talk to probably nut jobs on TikTok, right?
No, not just TikTok, bro.
Okay.
I live in Australia. Majority of
Yeah,
people here are Christian.
so do I. But my
Where are you
point is
from?
Sunshine Coast.
Oh, right.
You're in
I'm in
Sydney, yeah?
Melbourne.
Oh, Melbourne. Okay, I was just guessing. Everyone's in Sydney or Melbourne these days.
Yeah.
But do you see that there's an issue though, where if like do you see there's an issue where you reject the scientific consensus of a field of people who like at any time um, anyone could bring up some evidence to totally destroy the theory of evolution, and no scientist has unless they have religious underpinnings. Do you see there's like an issue
But
there?
I can say to you the same thing about belief in God. You don't believe in God because you haven't seen him. How do you believe in evolution without seeing it happen in front of you?
I don't no. Even if I did see God, I don't know if that would make me believe him because I can have hallucinations and stuff like that. I would need evidence to believe in God. I would need like some logical reason to believe in God, not like a
Okay. Okay, how's this? Let's get down to logic. Is that okay?
Sure, but as long as like I'll be happy to talk about logic, but you'd have to like I'd want you to concede the fact that faith and trust don't get you to God.
Yeah, they do, because you have to believe in God for you to follow
Well,
your
then
journey.
there's no point in moving on because like I will just point to other religions who have faith and trust in their God, and you wouldn't
And I
accept that
said
as.
to and I said to you that everyone's got their own journey. If they have trust and faith in their God, then that's their decision.
But we're not talking about other people's journeys. We're talking about whether or not people have sufficient reason to believe in God. And I ask you, what's the reason? And you say trust and evidence, trust and faith. And then I say, okay, is that reason to believe in other people's gods? And you say, yes, for them. But that doesn't make sense because we're talking about epistemology. We're not talking about people's journeys or whatever like convinces them. We're talking about, is it sufficient evidence?
Okay, so you need to use logic to have that trust and faith.
Sorry. Okay, cool. So then, can we just get rid of those two lines of evidence and just talk about logic? Because those two lines of evidence wouldn't work because they're available to every other religion as well, right?
All right. Just for argument's sake, we'll go to logic and put aside the other two.
All right, cool. Let's go to logic. Hit me up.
All right. Do you know much about the Islamic faith?
I've read the Quran, and I've read a book called Muhammad, Prophet of Our Time, by Karen Armstrong, and I have spoken to a few Muslims before. That's about my limit of expertise.
Do you know what we can and can't do as Muslims?
In what? Just tell me. Go for it.
So, like, we're not allowed to drink alcohol. We're not allowed to gamble. We're not allowed to smoke. We're not allowed to take drugs. We're not allowed to lie. We're not allowed to steal. We're not allowed to kill unjustly, as in, like, if you're defending yourself, it's a different story. We can't sit in a room with alcohol present. We can't have tattoos. We got to be the best of manners. We got to have respect. We got to respect the elderly. We got to donate charity. We got to fast, to appreciate our life, and that's an order given by God. So the thing here with when it comes to logic, all these things are done to give us peace and peace to those around us.
Okay. Wait. So I think I know where you're going, but let's say I agree that religion can give people peace. Is that any reason to believe that it's true?
It's not just yourself peace, it's those around you. It's going through avenues to give you a safe, peaceful society.
Yeah, sure. But like, let's say that it does give you peace. Like, let's say I just bite the bullet and say, yeah, Islam gives people peace. Does that mean it's true?
When it comes down to trust, faith, and logic, then yes.
Okay, cool. But what about other religions that give people peace? Like I know many people who tell me like say you want to believe in Allah, believe in it, and then they say some unfavorable things about God, and they say Christian about Allah, and they say Christianity is the only religion that gives people true peace.
Does it really though?
Well, they would say so, and I used to say so.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go there then.
It was when I was a Christian.
Can you drink as a Christian?
I didn't believe so.
You don't think you can drink as a Christian?
Well, it depends. Like, there's one part of my life I didn't drink. No, yes, I didn't drink.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying that the Christianity faith allow people to drink alcohol.
There's 45,000 different denominations of Christianity, so you'd have to. It depends what denomination you're a part of.
Jesus turned water into wine. What does that tell you?
Yeah, and what does it say about the words of Allah? Can the words of Allah ever be corrupted?
The Quran can never be corrupted.
You believe that the stories of the Bible were corrupted?
We believe that the Bible, Allah never mentioned the Bible. Where does Allah ever say Bible?
No. You believe that the stories. So the whole. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But the story is Allah was given the true translation of the story of Abraham and Ishmael, or Abraham and Isaac if you're Jewish or Christian. He was given the correct thing because they were manipulated by the world, right? Like those stories have been changed and perverted over time. Yeah.
Allah sent the Torah to Moses. He didn't send it to anyone else other than Moses. Allah
Cool.
sent the
And
Psalms to David, not anyone else other than David. Allah sent the Gospel to Jesus, not anyone else other than Jesus. Allah sent
yeah,
the
but
Quran to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not anyone else other than Muhammad, peace be upon
yeah, sure. But before 615 AD or CE, there was no like the stories that we had about the Bible were corrupted, right? Until Allah fixed them with Muhammad.
him. Okay, so Allah corrected what was taught wrong in the
Yeah,
previous scriptures.
yeah. So
The
how can
core teachings. The core
yeah,
teachings.
the core teachings, cool. So how can the words of Allah be corrupted?
That's what I'm getting at to you. Allah, His words, when He said this book is, He will preserve it and not corrupt it, not let
Mhm.
anyone corrupt it. That's why the Quran is intact from the time it was given. It's exactly the way it was. Not
Yeah,
even
sure.
a stroke is different.
Yeah, sure. I understand that, but we're talking before that. So you said that God gave the Torah to Moses, but it was corrupted.
Yes.
So what does God
No.
say about?
Okay. God gave the Torah to Moses. The Jews handled the Torah. What they
Yeah,
did was they put things in places that weren't there, and they
yeah,
removed certain things to suit their
yeah,
desires.
yeah. Cool.
When
I
it came
agree.
to Jesus,
Aesthetically agree with you. What does Allah say about His word? Can it be corrupted?
He's talking when it comes to about the Quran cannot be corrupted.
Okay, so before the Quran, Allah's word could be corrupted.
His core teachings to the prophets weren't corrupted because he corrected that.
No. Before the Quran, were His core teachings corrupted?
That's the thing I'm saying to you, bro. He gave those books to those people. Other people came and wrote their own books.
Yeah, and were they
Do you get
corrupted?
me?
Yeah, I
People
understand that.
corrupted them. People corrupted
I know.
okay. How's this? Allah never sent a book from heaven to earth. He never sent a book, like a physical book.
I
Okay.
know that.
This was done through people with memorization of the heart. Okay.
Yeah,
Then people wrote them on scribes.
yeah, I understand that.
What the people did with those scribes when they were given down, and then Moses, for example, wrote them down on scribes. People came and took those scribes and added their own stuff to it. The
I understand.
Quran came down as revelation from top to bottom from Allah, and Allah said, "This will be preserved."
Yeah, okay, cool. But the stuff before that wasn't preserved. Is that correct?
Not the same way with the Quran.
Okay, so Allah's instructions were corrupted in the past, right? Before the
People came, people
by other
came
people,
and added, and what's that?
Allah's words were corrupted by other people before the Quran, right?
They changed his words, but Allah
Yes,
corrected them with the Quran.
I know that He corrected them, but before the Quran, Allah's words
Yeah.
were corrupted. Yes.
I wouldn't use that. No, I wouldn't use that.
Well, okay, so they weren't corrupted. So how you see? I've heard. You see, you know how you're talking about logic. I've heard Christian apologists say, "What does the Quran say about Allah's words?" It says it can never be corrupted, and they also
His
say
own
that
words.
right. So what?
Yes.
What? So God gave the Torah to Moses, and then the Jews corrupted it. In your perspective, right?
Yes, they corrupted it. They changed it.
Yeah. Yes. So was that Allah's words?
They were given the scriptures. They were given the revelation from God to Moses. Moses wrote them down, and then whether he wrote them down or got his scribes to write them down, I'm not 100% sure on that. But then people came and twisted things by adding and removing. And in order for that to be fixed, same with the other David and Jesus, the Quran came to correct the previous false teachings. So, for example, about Jesus, because people started believing Jesus is God. That's when Allah questions Jesus in the Quran, and He says to him, "Did you ever tell people that you and your mother were gods besides me?" And Jesus says, "No, I never told anyone that. I told everyone that you're the only God."
So,
So,
but I understand that Muhammad corrected things, but by definition, that would mean that the words of Allah given by as the Torah to Moses were corrupted, right?
People came and twisted things, but Allah corrected them in the Quran.
People came and twisted things. It's not Allah's fault, but the words of Allah were corrupted, right?
Allah's not at fault because his words can't be changed. And this is
I
why the
know
Quran was given.
I know Allah's words. I know Allah. I can subscribe that Allah wasn't at fault, but by definition, if if Allah gave the Torah to Moses, and then the Jews corrupted it by your logic, then that would mean that the words of Allah were corrupted, right?
The words of Allah weren't written down in a book, bro.
Wait, were the word? Did Muhammad change? Did Muhammad fix the errors of the Torah or not?
Allah fixed them, not Muhammad. Peace be upon him.
Yeah, cool. Sorry if I'm disrespectful by not saying peace be upon you, but
No, you're all right, bro. You're all right, bro.
but where I'm getting confused is, you're saying that the Torah was given by Allah and it was corrupted by the Jews, right?
To Moses, yes. The Jews came and twisted things.
It was given to Moses by Allah, right? And it was corrupted by the Jews. So I'm saying, okay, so the words of Allah were corrupted, and then you seem to not be able to say yes to that.
I'm saying to you that I don't know how many times I have to keep saying this to you.
I know Muhammad, but I'm saying at the time,
people change the scriptures.
Not 600. Let's say we're at 1000 BC, right? The Torah has been handed to Moses. Moses has spoken on Mount Sinai and done all this stuff. At that moment, right, between then and 600, the words of Allah were corrupted, right? For Muhammad to then fix them later, they have to be corrupted.
Okay, I'll say this again. Allah gave the Torah to Moses, not anyone else other than Moses. So what he gave to Moses, Moses gave to his people. And his people followed what he told them. Later on, people came and twisted things and took things out of their places and put their own things into it. And so Allah said...
Is that corruption? Is that corrupting Allah's word?
That's people coming to change things.
Yeah, so is that people corrupting Allah's word?
They thought they could, but then Allah corrected them in the Quran.
So it took more than 1,000 years for people to correct that, right?
No, because we still have... No, because there was still things that are in the Torah that aren't in the Torah today at the time of Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Yeah, so are you saying are you saying that the Quran, the Torah was corrupted, but only for a short amount of time?
No, we're saying to you that the Torah. So, for example, Allah says about the Quran, if this book never came from him, you would surely find contradictions in there. When you go to the Bible, there's nothing but contradictions. It's filled with contradictions. So, yes, the people corrupted it.
Yeah, of course. Okay. So, but it was the words of Allah, right? So the words of Allah were corrupted.
And not the words of Allah that he sent to Moses at his time. That's what I'm saying to you. Allah never preserved the Torah. He never said, I'm going to preserve the Torah the way it is right now. He only said it's about the Quran.
I'm just going off what this Christian apologist said with his logic. He said,
yeah.
True. Yeah, this is a yes or no. Is it true that the words of Allah can be corrupted?
No, not the Quran.
No, I didn't say Quran, the words of Allah.
And I'm saying to you, not the Quran, no.
Okay, so can the words of Allah outside of the Quran be corrupted?
This is what I'm saying to you, bro. We can't say the Bible is the words of Allah.
But this is a yes or no. Can the words outside of the Quran, the words of Allah outside of the Quran be corrupted?
Okay. What you're asking is a question that it's not a yes or no to.
Well, you can qualify it. You can say no and then qualify it, but I still need a yes or no at the start.
Okay, so no, he can't. No, they can't because Allah corrected it with the Quran.
Okay, cool. So before the Quran was corrupted, before the Quran was correcting it, Was there any errors?
People change things, yes.
Okay. So if people change things, right, does that mean that the words of Allah were corrupted at that time? They were eventually fixed,
Allah's
but at the
brother, there's a difference here. Allah
Mhm.
sent the Torah to Moses. So his words to Moses weren't corrupted. People came later on and took and removed things and put things in places that weren't meant to be there.
And yes, and is that a form of corruption?
Yes.
Okay, so someone took Allah's words, right, and they corrupted them, yes?
Someone took the scribes of Moses and put them
Which were
out
word.
and put out. Yes, so people came and tried to do that, yes. And Allah corrected
Yeah.
them with the Quran.
Yes, and they corrupted them, right? They corrupted Allah's words.
Yeah, people corrupted the teachings that Allah sent to Moses, yes.
Okay, cool. Well, that's just so then, but what that doesn't seem to make sense with what the Quran teaches, which the words of Allah can never be corrupted.
People, if they for example, the Quran, you got certain people of the Quran, with the Quran, they've only got a few chapters and say we only believe in this as our Quran, but they
Hmm.
ignore the rest, okay, because it doesn't suit their desires. They create a sect. This is in America. There's a little sect that has done this. Does this
Hmm.
mean that Allah's words were corrupted? No, it's because they themselves wanted to change things.
Okay. Okay.
You
Well,
understand that?
I
So
do. I
here's
just,
example. With the contradictions in the Bible. I'm sure you know there's a lot. All right.
well, yeah.
So, for
Sure.
example, what the New Testament did is it copied verses word for word from the Old Testament. And several times that it did this is called plagiarism. Several times that it did this, it copied it wrong. And you look at them side by side and you're like, well, this is quoted in the Old Testament, but this
Yeah.
word in this verse isn't even existed in the Old Testament.
Yeah, but you're preaching to the choir. Like I know that the Bible has mistakes, like of course.
Brother, so
But I
I
would
need
also
to say this. I need to say this so you can understand.
yeah, but the it still doesn't change the problem we have with Allah's word being corrupted in the Torah.
Okay. So people in the chat keep asking just for one contradiction. Do you want me to show you them one just to shut them up?
Just no, it doesn't. I can just shut them. I haven't been looking at chat, but I can just shut them up by saying who was Joseph's granddad. Go tell me who Joseph's granddad was, and then or what day was Jesus crucified. If you go to my YouTube channel, you can look, is the Bible historically accurate? And you can see a whole video where I show you, you can just look at the Bible itself and show you all the scriptures. I also have a YouTube channel where I talk about called Deep Drinks Podcast, where people can listen to conversations with professors of biblical studies, people who literally read and write the Old Testament in Hebrew. So if anyone is interested in any of that stuff, I also interview Christians, Christian apologists. So yeah, if anyone's interested. But yeah, I know there are contradictions in the Bible, yeah, but it still doesn't I'm kind of agnostic to both religions. I'm atheist to both religions. I'm not convinced of the evidence of either religion, and I think that I'm not sure when I said this or if you were here when I said this, but I think that the God question is probably the most important question that humanity can answer. If that God is anything like the God of the Quran or the Bible, so I think that the best way to come to an understanding of this is to not use faith or trust, but is to look at the evidence. That seems to be the most reliable way to do
Have
things.
you tried to contradict the Quran or Islam?
I can try right now if you like.
I'm saying, have you?
No, but like I haven't studied the Quran except for reading it, but I can try right
Yeah.
now if you like.
Well, so just jump on a Google search.
No, I mean like I can just tell you something I have an issue with.
All right, go.
Yeah. Is there any scientist in any field that says it was possible for the moon to split into two?
This is the miracles of Allah.
I know you can appeal to miracles, but we're like that is a contradiction to what we know about reality. The moon never split in two.
Okay, how do you know that? Were you there?
No.
So what evidence would you like?
Well,
There's a video on YouTube about NASA saying that the moon has got a crack on it.
yeah, and that video is BS. NASA does not say the moon has a crack through it. And also, wouldn't that contradict the idea that God put the moon
NASA
back?
did say it.
NASA
NASA
did
did
not.
say it.
But NASA never said that the moon was split into two. Also,
I
wouldn't there
never
be
said
other?
that.
Was there any culture besides that one contested claim from India,
The
that from
Indian
the
culture did.
hundreds of thousands of people would have seen the moon split into two? Why don't we have records
Indian
of that?
culture did. Indian culture did.
No, there's one contested claim from a Muslim who was on route to Mecca, who was a Muslim, who said that he saw the moon split in two, but that's completely contested.
I'm saying in India they said that they saw it.
Yeah, no, they didn't say that they saw it. There was one contested claim from India, and it's contested. But we're talking
Yeah.
about like there is hundreds of thousands of people who would have seen it. China,
Did
Europe.
Did you say a monkey being transformed into a human through evolution?
Sorry, are we jumping? Are we jumping?
I'm trying to show you the same logic, bro.
So the scientific consensus is that we evolved alongside other ancestors. Are you a primate? Like with
No, I'm not.
Okay, cool. So you're not a primate. So hang on. Human, Homo. Are you a mammal?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so you don't.
If you wanna use terms like that, I would say I'm a beast from the Middle East, but that's about it.
Man, it's been enjoyable talking to you, but I'm gonna probably jump off now, to be honest. But yeah,
brother, listen, I just want to say one final thing. These things, when it comes to science, talking about things that happened thousands of years ago and all these things, you are believing in theories, number one. Number two, this does not change our daily life. What happens outside this earth in this universe, it does not impact our daily lives with one another. We need to live in peace. We need to live in peace. And we need to have correct avenues to make sure that we have better lives. And the only way that this is going to happen is to follow the religion of Islam.
Really? So when Islam flew buildings into the World Trade Center, was that peace?
Flew buildings into the World Trade Center.
Flew planes into buildings with the World Trade Center. Was that peace?
You know that Muslims didn't do that, right?
I know that most Muslims aren't terrorists, but you have to admit that were Muslim.
No. I'm saying to you, this is what I'm saying to you. It was staged.
Oh, okay. So do you believe? Yeah, that makes sense. If you believe that science is a conspiracy, that makes sense. You're a 9/11 truther. Do you believe in chemtrails as well?
Science doesn't. Scientists don't even agree with World Trade Center what happened that day as well. I can show you scientists about that.
Yeah, bullshit. That's not true at all.
Not true. Do you want me to show you scientists that don't agree with what happened on 9/11?
I don't care. One or two scientists. That's why I point to consensus opinion. And also,
majority.
What science is in the World Trade Centers falling down besides like engineering and things like that?
Right now, explain Building 7. Go right now. Explain Building 7.
Building 7. It was hit from the other side. What are you talking about? Go look,
what other side? The plane. The plane didn't even hit Building 7.
Yeah?
Building 7 didn't even get hit.
Wait, are you on your phone right now? Type in Building 7 other side. Click it.
Go for it.
Go type in Building 7 other side.
Do you know what the owner of the Building 7 said? It was the same owner of the Twin Towers.
I don't care. Look up Building 7 other side.
Other side. I don't have I don't have another phone next to me to look it up.
The back of it was destroyed. You don't see that in the video that everyone. Oh, look, it just collapsed. You don't see the other side, which was completely destroyed.
Do you know what the owner of the building said?
I also know what a lot of people say, but I don't care what other people say. Like
all they show you was office fires. And do you know what the owner of the building said? Silverstein. You know what he said?
What do you
He
say?
said that the building had fires in it, so we decided to pull it.
Pull
These are
what?
his words. The building.
Okay. Okay. Well, then, isn't that an explanation of how it fell down?
No, because it takes 2 weeks to put detonations everywhere to set up a building
I,
demolition.
I need to ask you this: was the moon landing fake?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Do you believe that? Do you believe
Believe in
there's wind on the moon?
do you believe in chemtrails?
Chemtrails, yeah.
Yeah. Do you believe that the Jews run the media?
Oh, yeah.
Do you believe that vaccines cause autism?
I don't know.
Do you believe that there might be lizard alien overlords ruling the government?
No,
Do you believe the Earth is flat?
no.
Okay, well, you know it's crazy to a lot of people, but yeah, I think still some of your beliefs are crazy. I think this is a great
Why are they
example.
crazy?
You know how you
Why
said
are they crazy?
you know how you said before how does this affect our day-to-day life. I think this is the problem with religion. I think as soon as you start having to reject mainstream science, things that are provable, like the theory of evolution, the germ theory of disease, you start having to believe. As soon as science can be a lie sometimes, and the scientific establishment is lying sometimes, you can start believing in really insane theories, and this causes people to go blow up abortion clinics, or blow up buildings, or do
We're not
whatever,
allowed to do
because
that. Muslims can't blow
to,
up buildings.
yeah, well, tell that to the people of not. Oh wait, you don't believe, that's right. Okay, all right, well, anyway, well, do you believe ISIS is a thing? Was ISIS real?
Yes.
Okay, so do you believe they were Muslim, or do you believe at least they confessed that they were Muslim?
I can't denounce someone's faith. Their actions are un-Islamic.
Yeah, okay, I agree with you. Their actions are un-Islamic. I'm like, to be clear, I love my Muslim brothers and sisters. I don't think that Muslims are terrorists. I'm not like that, but I'm just pointing out that that there are people who do believe these things, who are committing atrocities on behalf of their beliefs. So when you say that things don't affect their religion, when you say people's these ideas don't affect people's day to day, they do. They absolutely do. This is the reason why Christians are protesting funerals of dead soldiers, saying pray for more dead soldiers, or God hates the F slur. Like, this is why people do these things, because their beliefs inform their choices in life, and it causes harm to many people.
Okay,
This
so
is
Islam says you can't kill innocents. Islam says you can't kill women and children. If ISIS have done that, automatically they're not following what Islam teaches.
yeah. I just agree. I don't know why you said that. I agree with you.
Yeah, so I said that for a reason, because you're saying that these people are using religion to do what they do, but
And
it's
they
not
do.
what the religion is teaching.
I know, but people. What I'm saying is, I know that, but people have different interpretations of different religions, right?
Okay, can I word it like this to you? If someone was to follow the religion the way it's taught, they will not do harm to society. Do you agree with that?
No, because
Why?
doesn't the Quran say? Well, I would say that that harm can be more than just like blowing up buildings and things like that. I would say, for example, not giving equal rights to women would be harm.
Okay, in what way? Why don't they have equal rights? In what way?
I don't think there's any reason why women shouldn't have the same rights as men. So
Okay,
that
so
would be
you're saying
harm.
that, so you're saying men and women should be equal
Yes.
in all ways?
What do you mean in all ways?
Like, as in, if a man is a boss at a workplace, then so should a woman?
Yeah, I think women should be able to be bosses. Yes.
Yeah, so women should do whatever man can do?
Sorry. I think I've said yes like 10 times. Yes.
All right, no, I'm just trying to get this clear, bro. Relax. So,
Mm.
so if men and women should be equal and do whatever they want together the same way, you agree with that, right?
I think women. So I need to clarify it, because I feel like I'm walking into a trap here. But I think that there should be equal opportunity for men and women. Yes.
Okay, so why don't they mix in jail then?
I don't. You're not going to find someone who is an apologist for the jail system. I think the jailing system is ridiculous.
Do you think that if men and women to mix in jail, do you think there'll be more issues?
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Why? But you said we should be
because
equal.
because most people in jails are dumb fucks who just think that building like their muscles and then standing over people and like dividing people on race and ethnicity is a good idea, and then they think that using violence is a good way to assert like dominance and things instead of communicating. And so because women are usually less muscular and less strong than men, that they'll be immediately disadvantaged. So I think it would be a bad idea.
So we can't be equal.
In that instance, sorry, what do you see a difference between being equal as in equal people, like equal, like do you, when I say equal opportunity, do you think I mean that we are exactly the same, that women have dicks and men have tits? Is that what you think I mean? Obviously there are
No.
differences between males and females, but I'm saying that there should be, in society, as we form society, there should be like equal opportunity for both sexes.
All right. Now watch this. Which airport is near next to you? Like, which airport do you frequently use?
Sunshine Coast Airport.
All right. When you look on the tarmac, is it men outside or women outside?
It's men usually, or a bit of both, but mainly majority men. Yeah, majority of
Okay.
bricklayers are.
Okay. And what if it was the other way around? Would it look weird?
Yeah,
Why? But we're equal.
because we've grown up in a society when there isn't equality. I'm advocating for equality. If women want to be baggage collectors, go for it. If men want to
So
be
you would be
childcare,
okay. Be honest here. Be honest here. You would be happy
mhm,
watching women building houses and men just doing the office work to it.
yeah,
You'd be
if
okay
they
with that.
wanted to, what would be the issue with that?
Okay. I'll be honest with you. My
Mm,
house was built 2 years ago.
yeah,
Take a guess on the only thing the woman did in my house. Take one guess.
I don't know. Made you a sandwich. I don't know what. Go, what?
No, bro, building the house. How's that cooking me a sandwich, bro?
Well, I don't know, because you're saying some things that seem quite misogynistic. So I'm just go for it.
It's
Just
not
tell me what you're trying.
misogynistic, bro. It's reality. I'm telling you, it's reality.
Okay, tell me your reality, my dude.
All she did was clean.
Okay.
Yeah, so at the end of the house was
Do you
finished.
think if
A woman came
do
in
you,
and she cleaned the house.
do you think if she was capable, right? So what keyword capable and wanting to do bricklaying, do you see there's any problem with her doing that?
She can do whatever she wants, but the fact
Okay,
of the
great.
matter is,
You agree then. You agree. You
we
agree that
can't be equal,
people
bro. This is the point. We can't be equal. We can't be equal.
that equality does not mean equal in every like aspect of like biological sense. I'm talking, it's equal as in equality of choice. People have the ability to choose what they want to do. Sorry, we can move off women if you want. We can talk about my dear brothers and sisters of the LGBT community. Like, I'm sure that like Islam is very harmful to those people. Do you think like two gay people should be able to get married? Two lesbians should be able to get married? Of course you don't.
No.
This is why your religion, as well as most religions in the world,
What's
does
the
affect people.
consequences? What's the consequences of having anal sex?
Well, that would be there'd be, I don't know, enjoyment, pleasure. I don't know,
No,
but
consequences.
yeah, the consequences. Well, for one, the majority of heterosexual couples have anal sex. Okay, the majority have had anal sex in the last year, and secondly, there are more heterosexual couples that have anal sex than gay couples.
Okay, so what are the chances of getting HIV and AIDS and sexually transmitted diseases through anal sex?
Probably much higher than any other ones. But why does this matter?
How
How
did
does this
this
happen?
happen without?
Wait,
How did
so
this
so
happen without God
well,
intervening in that?
so you're talking about? Are you talking about abolishing homosexuality, not just gay
No,
marriage? I was talking about. Are you talking about
what
abolishing
I'm
homosexuality?
what I'm saying to you, listen. What I'm
I'm
saying to you
listening.
is for all these diseases to occur, how did these diseases occur without God's intervention?
Oh, wait. So you believe God created these viruses to teach people a lesson?
Well, he said not to do it, and look what happens if you do it.
Okay. What about the parasites and stuff that affect innocent people?
What do you mean by the parasites?
What about cancer?
Okay, so cancer, we can agree that it's evolved a lot since the last 100 years. Thanks to technology, thanks to foods we eat. Bro, you can look this up for yourself.
Yeah.
Do you agree that...
Dude, I'm sick of your special pleading in you, and like just making excuses for your barbaric belief systems. Okay, like
Why are
if
they
you want
barbaric? Why did you get so
you don't want
offended
to,
when I mentioned about the LGBT community?
because
Are
those
you
people are killing.
LGBT?
No, but those people are. I'm an ally, but those people are killing themselves at a huge
What's an
rate because
ally?
someone who supports the LGBT community. Like I've got friends that are gay and lesbians.
Okay,
And
so you're okay with the LGBT community?
absolutely. If I had
Okay.
they would straight and they were straight, I'd love them anyway. Okay, like I
And
don't care.
this whole chat, the only time you got upset is when I spoke about the LGBT community. Are you sure you're
Yes,
not one yourself?
yes, because no, I'm sorry. I've been upset this whole time. I think what you're saying is quite horrible, but because I have friends who like literally members of the LGBT community who have literally been hurt by the talking points that you're making right now, and it bothers me. Yeah,
Do you believe in freedom of speech?
absolutely.
So why did I say offend you then?
Well, I can still be offended by someone's freedom of speech. Sorry, I wasn't offended at you. I was more frustrated at your special pleading. So when you say Allah gave people AIDS and viruses and sexual transmitted diseases, and I go, oh, really? What about the innocent people who die of cancer? And you go, well, cancer has evolved. Like you're just special pleading, my dude. Like it's just ridiculous.
Are you
Like
telling me that the high risk of cancer is from the foods we eat and the air we breathe and the technology we have? Are you telling me these don't equate to people having cancers at a higher rate?